Hi, fifth graders. Today is Tuesday for you. It's a Friday for me. And we are going to be doing Chapter 13, Comprehension Questions for Where the Red Fern Grows. So you should have already listened to Chapter 13 yesterday. And today you're going to be doing the comprehension questions from your packet. I am going to want you to turn these questions into me or show me that you finished them, because I'm doubting that a couple of you are doing it, which I shouldn't be. I should trust you, but you know me. And most of you check in daily with me in Google Hangouts, and I'll just have you show me the picture of it there. Just pop in my Google Hangouts and be like, hey, Ms. Price, did I finish it? Here's my answers, so I can see. Now, I know one of you does not have the packet because it didn't get delivered. So just answer your questions in a notebook or blank piece of paper or back of another sheet of paper and just show me that, or just let me know you finished, okay? I know that you're doing this because you've talked to me about it. Now, Chapter 13 was an intense chapter. So once again, if you have not listened to Chapter 13, stop here before you get any spoilers and go and listen to it, because it was pretty good. It's a little bit more engaging and interesting than some of the other chapters, I will admit. Now, Chapter 13, we had the Pritchards. They showed up in Chapter 12, where they told Billy that they bet his dogs could not catch this mysterious ghost coon on their property. The ghost coon, dogs chase it, but all of a sudden it just disappears, always in the same spot. And we find out that that is a tree that's short and stubby, and it goes up this tree and just poof, it's gone. So Billy's like, no, he didn't really want to take the bet, but then his grandpa was like, no, Billy, go for it, do it, okay? He's like, I want you to prove it to those boys that you've got this. So he takes him up on the bet, and last time in Chapter 12 we had seen that start, and then Chapter 13 picked up where we had left off, where they're searching around this tree, and then old Dan is bawling treed, but little Anne's not, and Billy knows that the coon's not in that tree because little Anne is smart. She's the smarter of the two dogs, and she's not barking treed, so he knows it's not in there. So he scolds old Dan a couple times and then gets back to little Anne, and they give up because the dogs are like, we can't find it. We can't find the coon. And Billy's like, okay, here's your $2. He gives the $2 to the Pritchards, and all of a sudden there's a breeze. And this breeze comes, and little Anne gets a scent, and she finds the ghost coon. I'm not going to tell you where, because I believe that is one of the answers. Yes, it is for question 3. I'm not going to tell you where. Gets a ghost coon, finds a ghost coon, and then chaos follows. So, Billy decides not to kill the coon, and then, which is not giving that away, and then Old Blue, the dog, the Pritchard's dog, shows up, and there's a dog fight, and there's some other fighting, and some intense moments where, unfortunately, Reuben dies. And that's kind of a shock. I mean, we probably didn't expect that to happen, but it did. So Reuben dies, and Billy he feels guilt. He feels sadness, a lot of sadness. He has nightmares and dreams, and he can't seem to get out of this weird funk that he's in, where he's just walking around his house. And he does get over that, and I'm not going to tell you how, because that's the answer to question 9. I'm not going to give away too many. I've probably given away like half of them already. And he gets over it, and he decides to go back to hunting in the end. That's his decision. He's still going to continue to hunt. So that's kind of the gist. We have a few more chapters left. There's a big competition coming up, and some more intense moments that are going to be difficult for me to read, so I might have someone else read them. But let's get going on these comprehension questions. Make sure you answer your attendance question in classroom so I know that you're all here doing this. Let's get going. Number 1. Oh, yeah. Not get going yet. You just got to wait one more second for me. You need to pause this whenever you need to. So I'm not going to give a lot of time to answer the questions. You need to be tracking that on your own. Hit pause on the video. You know how to hit pause. Answer the question or rewind and listen to me read it again if you need to. And then move on when you're ready. Move at your own pace, okay? Okay. Now we're ready for number one. Number one. The Pritchards said the farm and land they were hunting on belonged to blank. This one might have been a tricky one. I didn't highlight it when I was reading this time. Usually I do. Sorry about that. So I hope you remember. If not, just make your best guess. So who did they say it belonged to? Their grandfather, B, Indians, C, Billy's grandpa, or D, the government? Think about that. There's probably one you could easily cross off. I'm going to refocus this real quick. There we go. Okay. Pause if you need to. Number two. How did Billy know the ghost coon was not in the tree? Oh my gosh, I think I gave you this one already. A, Billy could see all the limbs in the bright moonlight. B, Billy believed Reuben and Rainey's words. C, old Dan never balled tree. Now earlier I said that he did, so you can cross that one off. D, Billy climbed the tree and looked. Oh, I did not give you the answer for this one. I was doing it right this time for once. Okay, so how did he know the ghost coon was not in the tree? Could he see all the tree limbs? Did he actually believe Reuben and Rainey? We know it's not C, because I already told you that. Or D, Billy climbed the tree and looked. 3. The ghost coon was hiding where? Where was that ghost coon actually hiding? Since it wasn't in the tree, where was it? A, in a small cave under the river. B, in a hollow fence post. C, in a groundhog hole. D, in another tree. Now I know I talked about this in the video of me reading, so I hope that you remember this one. 4. Why would Reuben and Rainey not give Billy the $2? A, they claimed that old Dan and little Ann had not killed the ghost coon. B, they had never planned to give Billy the money. C, they said they needed it to buy tobacco. D, they said Billy lost the bet since Dan and Ann did not catch the coon until the next day. So there was a discussion about getting the money back. Why did they say they weren't going to give it back to Billy? Go with what the book said. Okay? 5. Why did Billy not want to kill the ghost coon? So why did he choose not to kill the ghost coon? And this is something that I'm very happy the author wrote in. I'm glad that he chose not to kill the ghost coon, because that part kind of like broke my heart a little, how he had written it. I know some of you were like, he should have just killed it. But for me, I was personally happy he chose not to. And I agree with his thinking on this. So why did he not do it? A, Billy felt the ghost coon should live because it had grown so old and wise. B, Billy found a nest with 2 young coons and knew the ghost coon was a mother. C, Billy was afraid of the ghost coon. D, the ghost coon ran away before Billy had the chance to kill him. This one I think is kind of pretty obvious because we talked quite a bit about it when I read the chapter. But it is something I agree with. And you don't have to agree with that, but personally I do. 6. What stopped Reuben from beating up Billy? Why did he stop? A, a bear came by and the boys had to run. B, Reuben heard an owl and was afraid of superstition. C, Old Blue and Old Dan started fighting. D, Rainey stopped Reuben from fighting. Think about how Rainey is. Do you think he'd really stop Reuben? Okay, so why did Reuben stop beating up Billy? 7. What happened to Reuben as he was trying to kill old Dan and little Ann? What happened to Reuben? A, he fell down the rocks into a river. B, he tripped and fell on an axe. C, Reuben heard his father calling him to come home. D, a mountain lion cried. I kind of gave that away, but I'm pretty sure you would have remembered it anyway, because it's probably the biggest part of this chapter. 8. What did Reuben ask Billy to do before he died? A. To get his ma and pa. B. To take the axe out of him. C. To find Rainey. D. To kill the ghost coon. So what did Reuben ask Billy right before he died? And this is a hard moment for Billy, a very tough moment. There we go. Okay, 2 more questions. 9. What helps Billy overcome his grief of Reuben's death? A. Billy took flowers to Reuben's grave. B. Billy made a card for the Pritchards. C. Billy took a side of bacon to the visitation. D. Billy went and talked with the Pritchards. So this is when he was feeling really bad and he climbed down the mountainside and almost got caught by Mrs. Pritchard. What did he do to get over his grief? So his grief is a sadness, this deep sadness where he's not able to do anything right now because all he thinks about is that Reuben died. And he was there for it. He played a part in it. I mean, he didn't hurt him in any way with the axe, but still he was involved in the incident, which is tough. And it'd be scary. And with what he had to do with the axe and seeing what he saw, it's a lot for a boy to take in. So what did he do to get over that? Okay. And our last one. Now, this one is where you need to put these events in order of what happened. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. So each event is numbered 1 through 6. And whichever one happened 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, put it in order down here, okay? So I'm going to read the events twice. And like I said, you can listen to this as many times as you want and put them in order. Event number 1. Reuben tripped and fell on the axe. 2. The Pritchards bet Billy that his dogs couldn't tree the ghost coon. 3. Old Blue and Old Dan started fighting. 4. Billy and the Pritchards spent the night chasing the ghost coon. 5. Reuben and Rainey came to Grandpa's store. 6. Billy and his hounds figured out the ghost coon's trick. So what happened first of these? And then find the one that happened second, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. Okay? I'm going to read them again. 1. Reuben tripped and fell on an axe. 2. The Pritchards bet Billy that his dogs couldn't tree the ghost coon. 3. Old Blue and Old Dan started fighting. 4. Billy and the Pritchards spent the night chasing the ghost coon. 5. Reuben and Rainey came to Grandpa's store to buy tobacco. 6. Billy and his hounds figured out the ghost coon's trick. I mean, it's kind of, you have to look down here. They all say 5 or 4. So which one of those happened first of those two? And then think to the next one. Okay, if you need any help with this assignment, just call into my Google Hangout. I know most of you have been doing your work in the morning. I know some of you aren't, but that's okay. But if you're doing it in the morning when I'm available to help, call into my Google Hangout and I can help you with these, because especially number 10. That one is tricky, putting them in order. And if you have any questions, once again, Google Hangout, or you can email me or comment in Classroom and I can help you. Keep up the great work, and I hope you enjoyed this chapter. And we'll move on to chapter 14 later this week. Bye.